So this is my front door. It's not much to look at. It was actually blue when we bought the house and we quickly slapped some black paint on it. It didn't make it any better. It still needs to go. So I finally found some time to head down to Home Depot, sit down with the guy with my measurements and order a door from Masonite. And while it wasn't without its adventures, the job got done. And this is how I did it. So the plan is to replace this in the morning. The brick mold has been caulked so many times it's on there like concrete. But I have managed to break it free at the bottom here. And I can see it's nailed on in various places. And I will continue cracking that open. So I had all this trim off ages ago. You can tell it's just tacked on there with like a couple of nails ages ago, so I could measure for the new door. So I really should just be able to yank it off with one hand, which it comes off very easily. Okie dokie. And this is the part where I go outside, measure the new door, and then completely measure the opening and make sure it's going to fit before I take this out in the morning. To be continued. I ordered the door on Halloween. I was told 6 to 8 weeks. So of course 3 months later, when the snow started to fly, the door arrives. So I had all winter to sort out getting my paint and getting everything ready. So when the warm weather arrived, I busted out the paint and the sprayer, got everything prepped, taped, laid it all down, sprayed a coat, and we stood back and waited for the paint to dry, thinking, wow, this is blue. It's not supposed to be blue, expecting it to dry darker, and well, it didn't. This door has so many coats of paint. Dulux matched my paint incorrectly the first time around, and we had like two coats on both sides before we said, hey, that's really blue, and it was meant to be this color. So it's well coated and protected with paint. That should be done by the morning as soon as it's dry. I've got the frame with the Sidelight. I've got all the glass out because it was just a lot easier to paint it. And hopefully that's the last coat on this one as well. It's been a bit of an adventure trying to paint in a busy garage without getting dust everywhere. And then actually dust goes everywhere, so you end up sanding and doing it again a lot. This part really shocked me. I've removed pretty much every window in my house, and I've had to fight a few of them to the death. They were secured so well, it just took so much effort to get them out. I assumed that this door was going to be the same case. It was not. I cut six nails that I counted on three on each side. A couple of hits with the hammer front and back, and you can see we just wiggled it a little bit, and it just came flying out without a fight. And the amount of insulation, it was just pink insulation sort of packed into there. You can see it was all black from air passing through it. Overall, I'm going to rate the door insulation as about a 3. But, that was done 40 years ago. So another thing that came to mind while we were pulling the door out, and it came as it was coming out so easily, was the sheer amount that companies charge to replace entry systems, front doors such as this. You'd think it would be a little bit more complicated, a little bit more difficult, but it is not. It's fit pretty much just like a window, and generally no more than about 6 screws lining the sides, holding it in place. These days, of course, there's a little bit of foam in there that's going to hold it as well, but nothing very complicated. And there you have it. In no time flat, the door is out, and I have a gaping hole in my house. And now I need to fix that. So the threshold, or the place where the door was resting inside the threshold, was not completely level with the stone threshold. Actually, the subfloor was a tiny bit out of level, so I just had to plane down a piece of 1x4 that I had lying around. Just one end was a little bit high, and once that was planed down flush, I just screwed that into place, and we proceeded with putting the door back in. So after the initial relief of it fitting in the opening really well, and seeing no obvious problems, we just began setting it into place and centering it where made most sense, so that the brick mold would have equal reveal on both sides, and obviously making sure it lined up with the 2x6 framing, and just continued to level and make sure everything, the door was going to close properly, and attach the door to the framing. At this point, I'm feeling pretty good. Nothing unexpected, everything's gone smoothly, no problems, and that's usually the moment that the bottom falls out. So I'm on high alert, and we're going to put the door in. Turn it around. Here I was, happy as a clam. The door is in, it's functioning, putting in the handle, thinking it's all downhill from here. Just gotta finish out the trimming, a little bit of foam, and we're done. Well, surprise, Masonite left me a little hidden surprise. Yep, okay, on the door, 5.5 inches from the lock to the deadbolt. It's exactly what it should be. Flipping on over to the frame side, and what is this? Thank you very much, Masonite. It's off by a full inch. I was going away the next day for 3 days, so I had no choice but to drill my own hole for the deadbolt to lock the door while we were away. But after a little bit of back and forth with both Masonite and Home Depot, all very civil, they were very good about it. They gave me two options. They said we can remake the frame, and you can come and get it in about 8 weeks, which for me, I just thought, no, that's ridiculous. I'm not doing all this again. Or Home Depot offered to give me $300 back and just let me figure it out myself. And I said, sold. Let's go with that. So I just had to finish up some caulking and then a little bit of touch-up painting, and I swapped out the door seals for some black ones that Home Depot was nice enough to throw in. And then we have the final result. So I went from 40-year-old ugly door to 2021 brand new Masonite, slightly defective, but it's okay because I got money for it. New door.